a lot of jungler bans coming out already in the first ban phase. So you want to make sure that you secure a jungler that you're comfortable with before they get a chance to take away and or ban any more champions in that role. So a nice first pickup here from the Arcadia Knights, but SUNY answering back quickly with the Lilia, a very, very strong pick. Has been picked a lot at Worlds recently. It will be locked in. Very, very strong. Not super used to. A lot of people are not super used to playing against Lilia. She is a newer champion, but I'm interested to see how Arcadia Knights and their jungler Kojo can handle this Lilia on the Hecarim. As Ornn is looking to be locked up here as well. That will be locked in as well. A massive pick there for SUNY Esports. Ornn is a super contested pick. Very, very strong in the top lane. Super tanky. Does a lot of damage as well and has massive teamfight capabilities. So definitely a strong pickup there for SUNY in response to the first pick, Hecarim. So now we'll see if Arcadia would like to maybe try to pick a counter pick against the Ornn, even though it's up to debate if that isn't even an option. If there are counter picks to Ornn, they will lock in the Galio for the mid lane. Very popular champion among our mid laner. He's been playing it a lot recently. Pretty much only one-tricking that, so happy that we could get him onto the Galio, and we'll see what they decide to go for next. They could have an option to pick up an AD carry here before the second round of bans happen, or maybe look for the top counter pick, like I'm saying, and they will go for the Kled, so they're opting to go for a counter pick here on the Ornn. Now, this does give SUNY the option to counter pick Galio, and this could be a Lucian mid in response to the Galio. Very strong. Galio naturally wants to build MR to have extra resistances and also giving him damage. So picking an AD carry like Lucian, you can keep your distance, make sure Galio can engage on you, and if Galio wants to get those MR stats, it's not going to be effective against your high AD damage, and they will lock it in. So very nice picks here from the side of SUNY already. As we get into the second round of bans, interested to see what each side is going to ban out. Usually around this stage, you want to ban out your opposing team's empty roles. You don't want to ban picks that they've already selected. So as we see the Ash ban come out, I'm assuming they're going to try to ban out the AD carry position from Arcadia, and Arcadia is probably looking to ban out that same position and or the supportive role.
Misfortune.
Yeah, Misfortune, another strong AD carry pick right now. Taken off the table. They're really pinching in on the AD carry role right here. Very interesting to see. Not sure what AD carries are going to be left up by the end of it all, but we'll be interested to see what AD carry each team decides to go with. And actually, they opt to ban the Thresh out. I think it's a smart move. You want to not limit just the AD carry. You also want to make sure that a lot of the supports that could be strong against your team comp are taken out of the situation, and they said, we don't want to see the Thresh coming off from Arcadia today.
Final ban.
Answering back with their own support ban, it looks like a Nautilus. It will be locked away, banned away. Nautilus Misfortune, very strong lane. They just wanted to get that out of there. It looks like from the bans, Arcadia is looking to play more towards their top side. They picked the Kled, a very strong engage-heavy champion, so they're getting rid of strong engage bot laners so their bot lane can play a little bit safer. But SUNY locks up the Lulu, very good supportive champion as well. All around, great disengage, great help engaging with her ultimate, great shielding, and potential to keep the AD carry or anybody else alive. So, however, SUNY did leave up the Jhin, a very, very contested pick in the current
Lux.
meta. Yeah, Lux also left up. Lux support very, very strong and instantly picked away from Arcadia. They know exactly what they wanted, and SUNY did not ban it away. So that's going to round out the entire team comp for the Arcadia Knights. And we'll see what the Wildcats want to do to finish off their draft. Will the Lucian be going bot lane, and will they flex a mid laner? Nope. They're going to stick with the Lucian mid and pick up a secondary AD carry here Jinx could be the answer. Able to go crazy, pop off. That will be locked in. They're going to pick up the Jinx. Jinx Lulu very strong. Lulu able to increase the attack speed of Jinx as she pops her passive and she can run through a team fight. So right there, we're able to see the full two teams, team compositions in all its beauty. Take a little bit of look at each side. I think Arcadia has a very good engage comp. They have the Kled ult, the Hecarim ult, followed with the Galio ult. You have Jhin and Lux in the back line, sort of poking them out or having high damage capabilities from afar. While the Wildcats, they have a lot of good counter picks, but their team composition together seems a little bit sketchy. They have 280 carries and just an Ornn to tank. So only one really frontline tank is a bit worrying, but Lilia and Lucian can be a massive threat if they get a lead in the early game. So it's definitely going to be a good one. I'm interested to see how the Knights are able to handle these two, especially this mid Lucian lane and the jungle deficiency. I think in the jungle, and if that early game disadvantage will really topple them, or if they can withstand the entirety of the game and get to sort of their power spikes in the mid to late and have good team fighting capabilities. But unfortunately, we had to do the pro draft feature, allowing both teams to pick and ban any champion, so they're not limited by their own champion pools in the game. So we will now have to watch another pick ban phase, just for show mostly. We already know what each team is selected. It's just a way to make sure that each team can draft exactly what they want outside of the actual client, and then we can get the game started. So I think we might be going to a break as we're trying to get ourselves into the game, but we will have a short, maybe 5-minute break here as we get everybody loaded up and loaded onto the Rift. And then as soon as we're loading into the game, we'll come back with some more commentary. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining. Please stick around. We will be streaming some League of Legends content, but a little bit of a technical difficulty getting these teams actually into the lobby. So we'll be right back, everybody. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. We are back and into the first game of the Arcadia Esports League of Legends team versus the SUNY Wildcats. Again, I am joined here with Maxwell on the co-caster. How's it going, Maxwell?
Going great. Looking forward to see some League of Legends again now that we're actually in game. And
yeah, finally in game here as Arcadia tried to go for a little sneaky invade on the top side of SUNY. Not going to happen, but excited to be back. Excited for the first cast of our League of Legends career on this channel. There's many more to come, and this should be a great game we have today, as this is game one. Saw pick bans a little bit earlier ago, but now we're finally in game, and we'll see how both these team comps work out. You can see already off of that invade they tried to do earlier, SUNY was able to get a bunch of wards into the jungle of Arcadia, so they'll have some knowledge, have some vision control. They're going to know that Kojo wants to start his bottom side jungle here. He's probably going to clear his red, path up towards top side, play towards the top lane, as Kled is more of an aggressive top laner. But with this knowledge, the Zebra, playing the Lilia, also just decides to start at her blue buff, very essential for Lilia, on Ren's side, and then just going to path up on her side of the jungle as well. That's going to be probably the most interesting things here to watch in the early game. There's going to be a lot of laning back and forth, but mostly the jungler's pathing and what they're going to do in the early game is going to decide where this game goes. So I also will keep my eyes on the Lucian into the Galio here. A good poke coming out from the bot lane. Lucian into Galio is a very volatile lane, as well as this Kled into the Ornn. Kled needs to do a good job of pressing the Ornn early, because as the longer the game goes, the more tanky that Ornn's going to get, and Kled's just going to have no chance of actually trying to do damage to him. But we can see here already Hecarim opting to go for a full clear, and Lilia doing the same, but just the rate that Lilia can clear the jungle camps is insane. And she's already going to finish her red buff shortly here with a little bit of a CS lead. So I'm interested to see where she goes. King Moron up here in the top lane, getting kind of low fighting this Ornn, and that is the nature of the beast when you're challenging an Ornn. Bot lane, Jin Lux getting a bunch of poke off, but we'll see how they do. Well, Kled gets knocked down off of Skarl. He's tussling with the Ornn, trying to get that Fury back. But looking a little grim there for King Moron in the top lane. Hecarim, however, is poised here to go for the scuttle. Interestingly enough, the Zebra or Lilia went for a back after clearing her red buff and decided to go for this bottom scuttle. So here we see Kojo going for a gank on the Ornn. Very nice W there. They're going to go for the dive. Kled does have that passive. As soon as he dismounts, he will...
They get it. First blood.
Gets killed by the turret. Yeah, they pick up the first blood there, but a little bit of a misplay from King Moron. He got the dismount off of Skarl to reset the turret aggro, but he just needed to flash out of turret range immediately to make sure that they don't get a kill in return. And now the Ornn gets 1-for-1 there off of a gank, which is big for him. He's up a lot of CS as well. And look at this, the Zebra coming in mid for a nice gank. A lot of damage. Very nice E there from Galio to actually dodge that Lilia W. Both flashes having to be committed after that fight. A nice attempt there from Yokochu Ponchik on the Galio. A nice turnaround there. So a lot of ganks coming both ways, top and mid for both sides. Top actually results in a kill off of the gank, which is nice. But the wave is a little bit messed up here for Kled. Let's see how he does as he tussles it out. The Bramble Vest is going to make it very tough for Kled to get through much damage without hurting himself in return. And look at this. Lilia shows up right on time. He does have the flash over the wall. He's going to Q flash, barely living. The Lilia burn is ticking, but not going to take down King Moron as he walks away. And Hecarim forced to leave as well. A lot of skirmishes going on here with the Lilia. But look at this. After it all, Hecarim actually going up a large amount of CS. not committing too many ganks and still getting a lot of CS in the meantime. The Zebra is slowly falling behind in the XP. But yes, already we can see that Kled is going to have quite a tough time with the Ornn with just the Bramble Vest, and it only gets worse. I'm interested to see if Arcadia decides to commit more resources into the top side, maybe try to bust him out of a losing lane, and or kind of ignore the Kled and say, okay, let's try to help our bot lane get ahead here, because they're going even. They're really pretty much dead even on CS, and they're just poking out the enemy bot lane. So, or maybe even mid lane. Like I said, Lucian, you know, very easy gank. Once he uses E, he doesn't have any other escape tools. You have Galio there for the gank assist, something that can help make sure that that gank lands, and we'll see what Hecarim wants to do. But all in all, we kind of go back to just a farming state of mind, and not too much is happening. Lucian trying to roam up to top, actually, as Jinx getting a lot of damage down here onto the Lux. The blue team bot side is just trying to get the wave to push into them, but as pings of Dragon are coming out, maybe the bot lane is just going to rotate up, and it looks like they are just going to leave the lane, make sure that they can help their Hecarim, who's now in a fight with the Lilia. He has the level advantage, has level 6 ultimate. As you know, when you get to level 6, you unlock your ultimate ability, and that allows you to be a little bit more of a threat on the map. So hitting level 6 before the opposing jungler is a big advantage here, as all of Arcadia, you can see, goes into the enemy side. Jungle, make sure nobody is there as they want to start up this dragon. So enemy bot lane is just going to push the wave under a turret, get a recall, as Arcadia decides not to take the dragon at all, which is very interesting. I think they probably should have just taken the dragon there. I think SUNY kind of conceded that objective, but they're not going to get an objective at all for it. As look at this, the Zebra goes right top lane. King Moran needs a little bit more fury. He is going to get back onto the Scarl, throws the Q, not going to connect, uses the E through the Ornn. The Ornn Horn will not be called in this situation, as nice escape there from King in the top lane.
Yeah, well, really well done.
Yeah, staying alive is very important in these early stages of the game. Still 1-1. Arcadia actually having a gold lead. Just 500. And look at this. The Ornn Horn will come out. He actually messes up the combo a little bit. Was looking to get the stun into the Ornn Horn, but not going to happen, as King Moron now well safe under his turret.
Arcadia killing a dragon, yeah.
Yeah, getting the dragon there. Very nice. And they lose virtually nothing in return. Maybe just
great
a couple camps.
turn of momentum. Yeah,
maybe just a couple camps on the top side for Hecarim, but just like you said, Maxwell, a great turn momentum here. They have their foot on the gas pedal. They're the driver's seat. They're making the decisions, and it's exactly what we want to see in the early stages of this first game.
Putting some damage on the turret.
Yeah, just trying to poke out the Lucian there. Galio surprisingly doing not too poorly into the Lucian. I was expecting a little bit worse, but good job from Galio there, keeping himself a little bit even as a lot of skirmishes going on in the bot lane. You can see that the Jinx has a BF sword to Jin's pickaxe. They were able to get a back off earlier, so they are down in the item department, but nice poke here. This is exactly what Jin Lux wants to do. A lot of damage coming out. The polymorph is beautiful from Lulu there. Stops a lot of damage. The Lux, or the Jinx hold actually will miss Jin there. Has a missed opportunity for a kill onto the Lulu. Nice polymorph to save herself from eating that fourth shot from Jin. That would have been a lot of damage, as now Arcadia's bot side will be able to get a recall and hopefully get an item advantage of their own. Top lane's just scrapping it out a bit. King Warren really wants to shove that way under a turret, but realizes I can just go onto this Lilia with the help of my Hecarim. Hecarim goes right in, drops the Ignite, or I'm sorry, not Ignite, Smite, and opting not to ult in onto that Lilia there, but could have been very dangerous. Just going to secure this red buff to the side of Kojo. Steals that one away. A lot of pressure. Yeah, Ornn's still just freezing this wave right in front of his turret. Not letting anything get to the tower, making sure that Kled has to stay all the way up in this lane. Look at this. Here comes the Ornn Horn and the Ignite. A lot of damage comes down. The Galio ult comes as well, but it's canceled in the mid lane, and Hades actually picks that one up. The Lucian roaming up. to the top lane to sneak that kill. What a fight. King Moron just caught out a little bit too far in the enemy jungle after everybody already left. And the Ornn did a great job of using the Unsealed Spellbook to swap to Ignite. Gets a lot of extra damage. Calls the Ornn Horn. And, you know, with the Brittle activations, there's just so much damage coming from Ornn. Yet, while being so tanky, it's very, very disgusting. It's just unplayable against at some points. But look at this. A nice attempt here onto the Lucian in the mid lane. The Q into the ult from Traguchi is a massive burst of damage. And well played from then. They committed the Jhin ult as well. Didn't do too much, but a nice tag team play there from the Hecarim Lux. Knocked Lucian around, set up a good binding for the Lux binding, and then at that point you can just click the R button and know that that's going to be a guaranteed kill. So a nice job from Arcadia there to answer back in the mid lane after what had happened to the top lane. You know, they realized that Hades walked up, used a lot, lost a lot of momentum. They realized Lucian was going to have to come back to lane at some point, and when he did, they set up a little gank for him. So nice job there from the side of Arcadia. Hecarim also picking up the Rift Herald in the meantime. A nice secure there for Arcadia as well. You know, when you have this advantage throughout the map, it's a lot easier to take these neutral objectives. So a nice secure from him as well amongst all that chaos. And look at this, Kojo actually going to spot out Lilia here. Level 9 to level 7 is going to be big. Lilia forced to drop to sleep, gives him a little nap, but will he go into this bush? There is a Lucian there waiting for him. The heal comes out. The bind will not land. Chad, when reformed, eats the Jinx ult, saving his teammates, and luckily nobody walks away taking the death. So all for naught, but a nice attempt there from Kojo Relapse, hiding in the bush. You did get the Lilia ult forced, so that's very nice.
Yeah.
As,
taking down a huge ability.
Yeah, putting a very large ability on cooldown is very good for the side of Arcadia. They definitely need to be careful when playing around Lilia ult. It's very strong and very, very annoying to play against. But yeah, this top lane is now already at the point where we can see that it's just going to be kind of a stalemate favoring Ornn. If anything, a lot of farming going to be happening, not too much brawling because Ornn is just too big. But in the bot lane now, as items start to come in for these AD carries, fights start to mean a lot more, and a lot of damage can be coming down, especially from the side of Lux Jhin. As soon as Lux lands that Q, Jhin has an immediate follow-up CC chain, and then a lot of damage surely follows. Look at this. Kojo Relapse goes in. He gets the Galio ult as well. He gets polymorphed on in. He gets very low. Here comes the Ornn ultimate as well. Kled is nowhere to be found.
Huge brawl.
A lot of damage onto Jinx. She will flash out and live. Look at this damage coming out from Hades as well. Great flash from Chat Wonderphone. Here comes King Moron in the back, but immediately gets popped off Skarl and taken down 1v4. Went in a little bit too late there, and what a good team fight turned bad. It looked so great, but Ornn was just a little bit quicker in the top lane, and it meant that SUNY will be securing this second dragon. Jinx ult coming in. Oh, barely misses Lux in the bot lane. Could have been bad, but Lux staying alive. Yeah, what a fight there. Very, very, very close. A lot of members of both sides flashing out at very low HP. As you can see, only Lulu has flash on the side of SUNY, and nobody has... Oh, actually, only Lux has flash on the side of Arcadia as well. So only the supports staying safe enough to not have to commit their flash. But what a brawl that was in front of the dragon.
Kojo in a lane.
Yeah, dropping the Rift Herald that he collected earlier. That spawns that big beetle you see there, and when it charges up, it'll slam into the turret, netting Arcadia a lot of gold. They will get the plates down. Oh, the plates have fallen at 14 minutes, so didn't get the plates, but will take out the first turret, which is the nice chunk of gold to the side of Arcadia. So now that they've broken the mid turret, they have a little bit more room to play around in the middle of the map. You know, no turret to stop them from invading, and as they see, they go right into the red side, top side jungle, and they're looking to set up and secure vision and secure this red buff as well.
Looks like they're going to do it. There it is.
Yep, SUNY just choosing not to contest that. They don't have any vision. They don't want to face check and die, as there might be a gank onto the Ornn in the top lane. I don't think they're going to dive him. Probably the best idea there. Ornn is way too tanky to dive. Such a large lad in the top lane, so... Arcadia, they won the battle. They get the turret, they get the red buff, they get some vision. They're just going to walk out, not push their luck anymore. And reset. Hecarim's going to farm up some more. They're going to try to decide which lanes every champion wants to go to now. They knock down the mid turret, maybe switch some things up, maybe put some champions in different locations to help the lane match up against this Ornn. But it looks like Galio's just going to be clearing a lot of minions in the midway. But look at this, a collapse from the Lilia onto the Galio. He's forced to W. The sleep will come out. He eased back in. Here comes a massive Lux ult, a lot of damage onto the Jinx and the Lulu. Kled ult coming in as well, goes right onto the Ornn, giving Kled actually the backline access onto Lulu. Chad One Reform is going to pick up one on the Jinx. Ornn in a 1v3, 1v5 I should say, actually gets picked up as well, as Arcadia picking up two in a nice team fight in the mid lane.
Getting 2 kills is amazing for Arcadia.
Yeah, feels very, very good, especially because it was kind of a counterattack that SUNY tried to pull onto the Galio. Galio way too tanky, pulled off a nice taunt onto 3 members. You had the Kled ult following, the Lux ult following, the Jhin ult following. All of these long-range abilities helped back up their Galio in the middle of the fight, and he stayed alive the entirety of the time while...
And now they get another turret, too.
Yeah, they take the mid turret, and they're taking the Rift Herald, something that can help them get more turrets later on in the game. So the pressure is on for Arcadia, and it's exactly what you want to be doing when you're in the driver's seat. You have the advantage of the game. As there it is, Rift Herald slain, going over to the Hecarim. And after that beautiful fight, everybody's going to reset, spend their gold, make sure they can get all the items they want. Yeah, look at that. Jhin already up 400 gold. Hecarim, look at that massive gold differential, 5k to about 6,500 on the Hecarim. Just a massive force stairs. Look at this, Yakanchu Ponchik again found in a bad situation, as this time no taunt will save him, and nobody will be able to back him up as Hades picks up.
Everyone's busy spending their gold. He's just out there alone.
Yeah, exactly right, Maxwell. No reason to be fighting out there when your whole team is backed and recalled to spend their gold to get back out on the map. That's what we like to call an overstay in League of Legends. It's when you're staying too long, you're trying to get too many things, but nobody's there to back you up. So he should have just went home and spent that money. But SUNY forced him to go back and spend that money, because when you die, you got to go back to the base. So well played there from SUNY. Good recognition to realize that Galio's all alone in the spot lane. No sense not to gank him. Yeah. As this dragon should be spawning pretty shortly, as we see both teams sending a lot of members down to the dragon pit. They want to secure vision. They're fighting over control outside of this dragon pit.
Yeah, both teams with a dragon kill, so this next one is going to be really important.
Yeah, it's definitely going to make a lot of difference, especially because the Cloud Soul could be big for the side of both teams. Lilia and Hecarim really benefiting from the Cloud Soul. So we'll see what happens here. Galio's a little bit far off. He does have the Galio ultimate, though. All 5 members of SUNY Wildcats grouped up here in front of the dragon pit. They are going to start it up. Now the pressure is on as Kled presses the engage button. Here we go. Kled diving into the backline. Hecarim onto the Zebra. The sleep comes out as well. Big Lux ult coming out. Here comes the Galio ult to follow. Jhin in there. The Ornn ult going to go on to Chad One Reformed. He's going to flash out and stay alive. What a beautiful job. Ornn will surely fall, as there we go. Kojo picks up one. All the rest of the members of all fights are staying alive. King Moron is somehow still alive. Actually picked up by the Lilia burn there. And Lulu falls as well. What a brawl, and it's not over yet. Here comes the Jhin ult, the bowling ball. Ooh, just gonna miss Jhin. A lot of damage coming down. Not gonna be enough, but they might have done enough damage to force SUNY off of this dragon. And I think that's a win. If they do, Lux landing the bind, but not gonna follow it up. They see that all the members are low. Will they go for the dragon? It's risky. The Zebra is still right there.
They're kind of low, too.
Yeah, they're low. Hecarim went mid and dropped the Rift Herald, as we just saw from the cam. So they have no smite next door, but here he comes. He's right there. He's still so low. Lilia does actually back, so do they know if they're here or not? It's such a gamble. They are so low. I think they're just going to opt to clear the vision and get out with their lives in a 2-for-1 fight there. Wow, what a turn of events. As look at that, though. As you see, SUNY was the first to recall and really reset. So they're the first to get back on the map, and now, as all of Arcadia is resetting, they just get a free dragon. They spent all that time fighting over it and hung around the dragon pit for too long, and it cost them the dragon because when everybody reset and came back, they had full health bars, but
they could just kill the dragon easily.
Yeah, exactly. We were still in the process of trying to recoup our losses, and well, not really our losses. It was a 2-for-1 fight, right? But we lose the dragon all in all because of our loss of tempo there. So, however, we did get a lot of damage onto the mid lane turret, so there's a lot that goes on there. That is good. That almost frees up that inhibitor to be taken later. That turret will slowly heal some health, if I'm not mistaken. There's been a lot of changes in years of League of Legends, but I think that might regen a little bit of health, so not too great. But all in all, 2-for-1 side of Arcadia, but 1 dragon going over the side of SUNY. So now, as everything kind of settles down, the Baron is still on the table for whichever team decides to collect that. And now both teams sending their bottom lane to the mid lane, relatively safer place to farm as the game gets to the mid portion of the game. And
also the mid lane being really important for the non-Arcadia side because they've lost both their turrets.
Yeah, exactly. The mid lane turret for SUNY is completely open. Even their inhibitor turret is very, very low, so they need to have a lot of members in the mid lane to protect it. As the King Moron here, just getting a lot of turret damage in the bot lane. And look at this. All the members of Arcadia are actually here for a dive onto the Ornn. How long can they stay? The more you kill that Ornn,
the longer his respawn's going to be, which is really valuable.
Yeah, look at this. King Moron goes a little bit too deep and gets killed there. It's just as I was saying earlier, Ornn is so hard to dive. Here comes the sleep onto the Jhin. Surely he will fall in a 4v1, and that is a 2-for-0 going over to the side of SUNY there. A nice attempt there from the Knights to try to get a dive into the bottom lane turret, but Ornn, too tanky, takes way too long to kill, and the side of SUNY was able to back him up with enough time, so a nice counterattack there from SUNY. Oh my, look at this damage coming out from SGT Hades. That was ridiculous. I wasn't really talking about it because I didn't think anything would come from it, but after a couple of those auto attacks land, you already have the Merman activated with the Essence Reaver, so those auto attacks are going to be doing a lot of damage, and as soon as enough damage went through, activated the ultimate. The culling was absolutely nuts there. Did so much damage onto the Galio, and that's just a free solo kill for Lucian in the top lane. It's interesting as well because Lucian mid opting to go for this Mermana build. Usually Lucian's a very strong early game champion. So when you opt to go for the Manamune, you lose a lot of your early game sort of fighting capabilities. But when you actually activate it and proc it into Mermana, you become much larger of a mid-game threat than you were before, going normal sort of crit items. So
yeah.
Also, it keeps you it keeps your mana base a lot higher than normal, so it's nice for Lucian who's using a lot of spells to get that passive double shot activated. So it's really Hades' time to kind of come alive here at 25 minutes in the game when he has the Essence Mermana skill spike, or item spike, I should say. And I think Galio just didn't really respect that and thought that he could handle Lucian a little bit more, but it pays to hit the tab button and kind of look at what your opponents are building.
Yeah. Because information is everything in these sorts of games.
Yeah, of course. From map knowledge to where the enemy is on the map, or what kind of items they're going to build, or where the enemy is trying to attack or planning to set up an attack. It's all information, and just like you said, that's the name of the game. That's what you're trying to do here in League of Legends.
Yeah.
So it's up to Arcadia now to try to keep the pressure on. I think the longer this game goes, the worse it's going to get for Arcadia, because they do have the Kled. And also, SUNY has the Ornn and the Lilia, and I think Lilia is a very strong late game champion. And eventually this Ornn is just going to be unkillable. And nobody.
Here's another fight over the Cloud Drake.
Yep, and as we see Kled committing the TP, Arcadia is going to be the first to go in. They go right onto the Lucian. A lot of damage coming out from Kojo. Kled follows him up. Actually gets killed. Yeah, shut down there. Galio shows up, has a nice taunt. Hades with a beautiful flash over the wall. Kled gonna flash on top of him. Finally will get the kill. King Moron secures that one. Chat Wonderform trying to get a kill onto the Jinx. Here comes the Ornhorn. So much damage coming out from Ornn there. And all in all, a 2 for 3. Actually, wait, King Moron in the backline. I didn't even see him. Duking it out with Jinx. He's gonna get back on Skarl. He will remount, but immediately dismounted. Will he get out of there? Nice taunt there from Galio, as Ornn will not give up this chase. They need to get some kills. Oh my, the clap is going to stop Galio from getting his charge out of there. What a good brittle auto attack from Ornn there, and turns into a 3 for 3. And oh no, a 3 for 4 as Bruno Mario sneaks the snipe over the wall. What a genius play from the Lulu. And yeah, just like we said, 3 for 4. It started off so great for the side of Arcadia. They realized that this Lucian was a problem, and they sent everything at him. But my God, did Hades do a beautiful job flashing, E-ing over the wall while continuing to put out damage. Eventually was taken, but so much was used from the side of Arcadia that Ornn was really free to go. And as soon as they tried to turn the fight back around to take out the Ornn, he was just at full health, and nobody had any cooldowns to really deal with him. And just a massive powerhouse, this Ornn. As we can see as well, Jinx on the SUNY side, almost at 200 CS, while Jin's only around 168, 170. So a lot of gold going her way as well. Yeah, almost 500 gold in her advantage. But she is 3-1 and 5. A lot of kills, has a bounty on her, as well as getting the Molten Edge from Ornn already is a very, very big spike for the Jinx. Look at this. The bowling ball is going to connect. They're immediately going to pop the sleep onto Kojo Relapse. The Ornn ult's going to miss because of the Lux Bind, but it does not matter as Jinx just picks him up for free. What a good engage from Lilia there, and even better to be on the jungler because that means that SUNY can just start up this Baron. Nobody on the side of Arcadia has a smite, so they're going to try to do their best to stop this from happening. A lot of damage actually going onto the SUNY carries as here comes Kled into the middle of it all, gets dismounted and popped instantly as SUNY turns their attention right back onto the Baron. Now they're still getting poked out by it, but falling down to 5k, it surely will go down soon. The Jinx ult comes out, trying to kill Lux, and there we go. The smite secure from Lilia will net SUNY the first Baron of the game, and well played by them.
Another turret down, though. So Arcadia's got 4 turret kills.
Yeah,
that's 4. One bread side we've got here.
Yeah, very true. 4 turret kills to 1 is nice for the side of Arcadia. They are down, however, what is that, 2.5 gold almost? So, and with this Baron buff, the Baron power play, as a lot of people like to say, a lot of gold should be going back into the side of SUNY's pockets. As they have this Baron, they'll be taking a lot of turrets, getting themselves a lot of gold. So, we'll see what they can do with it. They're opting to put a lot of their members on the bottom side of the map. They still have a lot of turrets up, like you said, Maxwell. They only taken 1, so they're going to need to start taking a couple because they need to take it in the game. And look at this. Arnold just going to be committed as too many members of Arcadia are in the river. Here comes the Lilia ball. Jin is so slow. Hecamold comes back in, but Lilia goes in and pops the sleep. A nice Zanya's there from Lilia as Galio has to get himself out of there. SUNY continuing the charge, picking up 2, looking for more. They have the Baron. 1 turret will fall. Jinx is excited. She picks up another shot onto Lux, keeping herself excited. They get another turret here, probably looking for the inhibitor. Kled is just top, taking a tower. He needs to get back her. This could just be the game. 20 seconds. The death timer is on the side of Arcadia. Only 2 members left. Ornn is going to try to stop this Kled back. Unfortunately, he will not. SUNY just going to take the mid inhibitor and get out of there.
Yeah, their minions are now going to be a lot more powerful.
Yeah, as you can see, they get close to the wave, and they all get that little purple energy around them. They're getting excited, just like Jinx. As now, what is that? 4 turrets swing. Evened up the turrets. As we were talking about before, it was 4-1. Now 5-5. And rising to an almost exactly 5K gold lead. Pretty nice there for the side of SUNY. And now, as we see on the bottom right-hand corner, 40 seconds next will be the potential Cloud Soul Dragon for the SUNY Wildcats. As another turret falls from Ornn to the top lane. Now, Ornn having TP here, he actually used the Unsealed Spellbook for the Smite. Very interesting. They really want to secure this dragon. And this could be danger as well, as they really want to pick this Hecarim off to the side of Arcadia. One of the strongest members so far, as you can see. So much gold, so much CS. A lot of jungle camps cleared. And if they can pick him with a Lily Asleep, could spell the end for the Knights. As here we go, Dragon spawn immediately. 2 pink wards committed to the pit. And it looks like Arcadia might just concede this. This dragon is falling so low. They're clearing the mid wave. Hecarim and Jhin finally go over, but yeah, the dragon's already gone, and now I think you just have to turn your attentions onto the Ornn. Maybe look for the fight. I still don't even know if this is a good fight as the Ornn Horn comes out, only hits Galio. King Moron going into the back line, trying to get Jinx. The sleeve comes out. It will get onto Hecarim, I believe, as he goes in the back line. Look at Hades in the back line of his own. 1v4 on the Lucian, but pincing the entirety of the Knights. They will pick him up, but just like that, it's looking to be an ace for SUNY. Oh, I apologize. I thought Hecarim was going to die there, but he's in the mid lane. Almost an ace for SUNY, but that should be the game, as now 4 members of the Knights are down. 30 seconds on the clock. Only Hecarim here to really stop them. There's not much that he can do, especially against the powerhouse of Ornn, Lulu, Jinx. Lilia is also there as well. So yeah, he goes in and immediately just has to run out. And that will be game 1 going to the SUNY Wildcats.
Yeah, it looked really great for Arcadia at the beginning, but then things just started to go down with that team fight where they stayed in too long. And once that happened, just the momentum completely shifted to the other side.
Yeah, exactly. They had a really nice early game. They were the ones making the decisions. They were securing a lot of Rift Heralds. And as soon as the game started to get past to the point where they were team fighting a lot, a couple of these team fights went the wrong way. And SUNY just built up the momentum and ran with it, right? The Ornn was massive. The Ornn ults were a huge issue. Lucian damage was insane after he got the Myrrh mana. Lilia was picking people with the sleeps. They really hit their stride in the mid game and just took home the win from there.
Yeah. I don't know this. Do you draft again for the next matches, or does the draft last the entire time?
We're going to be drafting again.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're going to go into
Might want to get rid of the Ornn then.
Yeah, exactly. Another pick ban phase will be coming up here. And just like you said, I expect the side of Arcadia to really target ban this Ornn out, as well as the Lucian mid. It posed to be a large problem as soon as it got to the mid game. Lucian was, doing a lot of damage, safe in the back line, and staying alive for relatively a long time while he was putting out so much damage, and forced Arcadia to commit so many resources to him. And then after he was dead, they already committed so much, so the rest of SUNY was able to freely win the team fight, really with no threats on the side of Arcadia. So I'm interested to see what it's going to be like in this second draft. I will agree. I think the Ornn has to be banned.
Yeah, the bottom really not doing a whole lot compared to the difference on the top.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's It's tough. It's tough to do a lot in the AD carry position, especially currently with the items and the way that the meta game is right now. Um, there's not too many AD carries that can really single-handedly go, 1 versus 5 and live and kill everybody. So a good AD carry needs a lot of teamwork around them to help make sure that they can go off, sufficiently. And I think that's what we saw really with the Lulu Jinx. Jinx was really not doing too much in the early game, getting poked at a lot by the Jin Lux, but staved off that sort of disadvantage. And then as she got her items, got that Molten Edge, was able to just get one kill, get excited, get the Lulu shield and attack speed, movement speed buff, and just go bang to bang to bang, person to person, pick up everybody, pick up turrets. Each turret she kills, she gets excited again, and just snowball that lead into a bunch of gold for the side of SUNY.
Yeah.
So it's interesting choice here for Arcadia, right? You're down the first game. Really, I agree with you. I think that the Kled into the Ornn was not the best pick. I think they needed to pick something else. I'm interested to see what they decide to pick, as well as also if they want to play for that top lane advantage again, or maybe they draft for more of a bot lane advantage, like you were saying. Maybe you want to make the bot lane have a little bit more sort of room to work with to get some solo kills or maybe get some early turrets and then rotate around the map and sort of be the center of Arcadia's plan. So
Yeah, especially because there's 2 people committed to the bot lane. So if you can take the advantage there, you're getting the kill cooldowns on 2 whole members.
yeah, exactly. Ganking a top lane, you're only going to get one kill, but ganking a bot lane, you're going to get double kill. There's always going to be 2 people down there. If you can get a bunch of kills onto, either the AD carry or maybe the jungler, it's very, very important. As well as the bottom lane is right next to the dragon pit. So if you're putting a lot of resources and commitment to the bottom lane and you're getting a lot of kills down there, you can net yourself a lot of pressure on this dragon, and then you can get that soul. And as we saw in this previous match, once you have the soul, it's very, very hard to fight against your whole team, as you just have an innate buff for the rest of the game. So I mean, I'm not sure the Cloud Soul was really doing a whole lot there in the final team fight. It was really just SUNY's great positioning and sort of champion spikes, but it did make a difference. They, as soon as they got that soul, they were willing to fight, and it helped them. I think a lot more than people think, um, to help win that fight. The cooldowns that it gave on the ultimates and basically the help that it gave to the entire team was pretty relevant throughout the game. So the more dragons you get, basically the better is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. But we will shortly be getting into the second game's pick bans. Um, we will have to go over to the pro draft view again. So we'll be waiting to see when that starts up. Yeah, I think we're going to take a small break before the second game comes up. So we will be back with some pick ban action. Stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you then. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, game 2, pick ban phase. Right at the beginning, SUNY going to take that Olaf off the table, one of Kojo's favorites. So he will not be able to get that one. But like Maxwell said before we took a break, I'm interested to see if Arcadia is willing to take away that Ornn or if they're going to leave it up again, as now SUNY has the first pick. So not sure what they're going to decide to do. Zoe taken away from the side of SUNY. They do not want to deal with that champion. Very long poke. A lot of damage coming out of long range there. So could spell issues for the side of Arcadia if they let that one go through. Shen now taken away. Another champion that King Moran likes to play in the top lane. Very safe. Has a lot of pressure as well in the bot lane with his Stand United. So not going to want to see that one. Picked here from the side of Arcadia. Just going to take that way early on in the first phase. So nice ban there. One of those champions that you can pick relatively easily and not have to worry about Arcadia having some issues having their second ban be chosen. But as we see, it's a Swain ban. So they're going to ban away Swain. Apologies coming out from our head coach, Josh, messing up the pick ban phase a little bit, making us look bad on stream. It's all right, Josh. As Graves taken away here from SUNY, another jungle hit for SUNY against Kojo's play for Arcadia. And just like that, they will opt to take away the Lucian. Yeah, so no Lucian mid this time around. They realized it was a large threat, and unfortunately not leaving.
There's the Ornn.
Yep, not taking away the Ornn and leaving him on the table. And there's no reason why SUNY would not just slam Ornn there, insta-click. There's no real counter here to the top lane. And wow, they're going to pick the Poppy here to try to be a counter pick for this Ornn in the top lane.
How do you feel that's going to go succeed or fail?
Yeah, I think Poppy personally is a very poor champion. Not strong at all, especially right now, and especially into Ornn. Not a lot of damage, and will never be tankier than Ornn, and will never impact a team fight more than Ornn. So if you're going to pick Poppy, it's kind of like the poor man's Ornn, and you don't get those extra gold from the items. You don't get anything. You have a similar ultimate. Not really, though. Poppy ultimate kind of knocks people out of the team fight, while Ornn ult knocks people up and keeps them in the team fight. So Poppy ult can help keep people, will help people escape, while Ornn will help get more kills. So it's going to be rough. I'm not sure how this Poppy and Ornn matchup is going to go, but definitely going to be interesting. As Jarvan 4 and Rakan picked up from the side of SUNY, is we can already see they're drafting such a strong team fight composition. Jarvan with his Cataclysm, forcing people to stay inside the fight. You have Rakan as well to sort of set up on the Cataclysm and or follow up on the Cataclysm. And then on top of that, you have Ornn ult coming in, and that will surely lead a massive knockup for SUNY off of the Rakambo or the Jarvan ult EQ, sort of engage. So a lot of engaged threats coming out from SUNY as Arcadia looking to ban away the Misfortune again, as
the Galio
opted to not pick an 80 carry in the first round. And like you say, Maxwell, they take away the Galio. That's going to be unfortunate for Victor in the mid lane, one of his favorite champions, and works well with Heckerman Poppy. So I'm interested to see what he picks here. We have one more ban left from the side of Arcadia. What's it going to be? Another 80 carry. Going to be a Vel'Koz mid, I think. Maybe a Vel'Koz support ban there. They don't want to see Vel'Koz. So one last ban here, and blue side got to pick first in the first half. So now Arcadia will get to pick first in the latter half. And more importantly, they will get the counter pick of mid lane if they decide to go for it. So, yeah, Nautilus going to be banned away here. Left up the first time around, or taken away in the first time around, left up from Arcadia. Arcadia banned it the first time. So now SUNY says, okay, we'll ban Nautilus. We don't want to see it with the Kaisa. So
just a a general agreement on both sides that Nautilus is not allowed.
Yeah, nobody wants to play against the Nautilus, which is fair. He is a lot of CC and tanky. So what will Arcadia pick here? Probably a support to pair with Kaisa. They probably did want the Nautilus, and they're going to go with Leona. Same thing, works very well. Same sort of champion. So now SUNY has to pick the two remaining picks. Probably going to be an AD carry and a mid laner. If I'm, if I'm decent enough at this whole pick ban thing, it's going to be a Jinx. Clearly worked well last time. Doesn't have the Lulu to pair with her this time, but I think Rakan does much of the same. Sets up a lot of kills for the Jinx. Doesn't really protect the Jinx as much as Lulu does, but able to CC and lock down a lot of people so that Jinx can get excited and get a lot of kills. And here's kind of the whole big apex of the draft. SUNY has to blind pick a mid laner, and they're gonna opt for Vigar. Pretty safe blind pick. Will scale into the late game very well alongside Orange. So now it's up to Arcadia to try to pick something in the mid lane that can have a winning matchup and hopefully a little bit more early game oriented, I'd probably say. Because you already have Vigar and Orange selected from SUNY. They're not going to have a lot of damage in the early game. You do have Jarvan, but it's looking like Malzahar might be selected for the counter pick into Vigar. Not really sure if that's a good counter pick. It's kind of like an even matchup, no side really wins. I think having Malzahar ult early on is a good source of power. But yeah, interesting to see. All in all, team comps looking kind of the same. SUNY getting a lot of the same picks that they really want. They switch out a couple: Lilia for the Jarvan, Rakan for the Lulu, and Vigar in for the Lucian. But keeping the Jinx Horn sort of main core of that team comp is looking good for them. And Arcadia, they have the Hecarim, they have the Kaisa this time. I think they operate well with the Kaisa, and having Leona Malzahar ult works well with them as well. But we will be taking another quick break before we get into the actual game. We'll be back after a short delay, so everybody stay tuned, and we will get into game 2. Thanks so much for watching.
Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everybody.
We're
Loading
back.
into game 2. We are back. You can see the team compositions on screen. Check out a couple skins. See what everybody's running for their keystones, summoner choices.
Got the Snow Day.
Yeah,
Powerful
Snow Day
choice.
Malzahar, very nice. I like the Mecha Kingdoms Leona as well with the border, looking clean. Nothing too out of the ordinary in terms of summoner's choice or keystone choice. Vigar opting for the unsealed, I guess, is a little bit awkward, but I've seen him do it before, so nothing too crazy. Ornn will also take the unsealed spellbook again. Played the last game, did very well with that. So as we are loading into the game, here, game 2, it is only a best of 3. So this is the match point here for SUNY if they win back-to-back. A little bit of an issue here actually getting the game loaded, but eventually it'll get started. Not an issue. So again, I am interested to see this sort of Poppy versus Ornn matchup. That is be my matchup of the game here. Poppy does have some tools to counter the Ornn, but I think Ornn will just outvalue Poppy in the team fights. I'm also interested in this Malzahar Vigar matchup in the mid lane. And really, when I say that, I'm more interested in the Vygar Jarvan duo versus the Malzahar Hecarim duo. So Malzahar has a lot of tools, especially when he gets level 6. Can cast the ultimate onto Vygar, lock him down, and let Hecarim get pretty much a free gank in the mid lane. So I think that's going to be very, very strong for the side of Arcadia when the game gets to that point. But right off the bat, both teams just opting for a 5-point strategy. Set everybody up alongside that river so that you have vision in case the other team wants to invade. You know what's going to happen. So it's going to be a good one as both teams opting to just chill out here, look each other in the face. No real trades coming out yet. I'm interested to see which side each jungler decides to start. I think Hecarim could be starting his top side, which is different from what we would usually expect, and that is a good indicator that he's going to be playing towards the bottom lane this game, which I think is a good change of pace. You know, you realize you're into Ornn. There's not much you can do, so might as well just play towards the bot lane. So it's a nice start here. I also like as well when junglers start opposing sides of the jungle. You see Jarvan starting his bot side camps there. Nice job from the observer. We're gonna have a nice shift here. Each jungle pathing down to the opposite side, so they're gonna be able to get pretty much a free scuttle as well as a free gank into the top and vice versa bottom lane. So as long as nothing too crazy happens, it's gonna be a big brawl about to happen in both the top and bot lane. Maybe even a double gank on the mid lane, which could be very nice as well, because they're pathing in the opposite directions. So if you gank bottom here as Hecarim, you know, hey, Jarvan should not be anywhere near me on this side of the map, so I have free reign to just go crazy. So we'll see what they do with this advantage. Whole lot of nothing going on in the top lane, and that's kind of what you expect, is Poppy and Ornn will just keep smacking each other. I do think Poppy has the advantage. Yeah, Ornn doing a lot of damage with the Bellows Breath W. But I do think Poppy has a good advantage in the early game. You know, she can use her passive there, throw the shield at Ornn, get the Grasp auto, and also get a little bit of a shield to make these skirmishes with Ornn feel not so bad. Poppy already down. A lot of CS. Oh, Jarvan coming in from the early gank top, just like we said, but really nice E there from Poppy to use Jarvan as an escape tool to get back to the turret. Also having the W there will stop the Jarvan EQ, so a nice little counter onto Jarvan as well from the Poppy. Pick working out pretty well so far. As to be expected, but Vygar doing a lot of damage here, actually. Pushing the wave under into Malzahar's
so many
turret.
Minions top.
Yeah. A lot of minions crashing the turret, as well as bottom lane here. Hecarim securing that Scuttle Crab and opting to go into the opposing side's jungle, looking to maybe just counter jungle, take a couple camps away. Not looking for a gank just yet. Malzahar does not have 6, so it's kind of hard to gank Vygar, especially with the cage. And the wave is actually pushing into the red side bot lane, so it's kind of a good opportunity to maybe get a gank, but also tough for Leona to get onto them. SUNY will ping out Hecarim. They just saw him after he hit that vision plant. So they will take out that ward. Jarvan has now reset earlier than the Hecarim. Comes back with a little bit of an item advantage and will be on the bottom side of the map. So I do not think Hecarim will be able to get a gank there. Forced to just recall. They are actually calling for a gank here. He goes right onto the Rakan. The Jinx traps will stop all momentum, and virtually nothing comes from that gank. I'm not sure why they committed there. Oh no, King Moron falling very low. Forced a flash there. Nice combo from the Ornn, putting out a lot of damage onto that Poppy. And yeah, SUNY is going to see Hecarim recall in the bottom side bush, so they know that he's gone. They know that they have all the lane control they could want. The wave's actually kind of frozen outside of Arcadia's turret, which is nice for them, but could be bad in case Jarvan wants to come for a dive down here. I'm not sure he will, but he is poised to do something down here in the bottom lane.
Hecarim making his way back into the jungle.
Yeah, going to the top side, clearing out some camps, trying to maintain a small CS lead that he has, but already you can see such a massive CS disadvantage in the top lane of the Ornn. Again, It's a big issue, as well as there's a massive wave going into his turret, so he's only going to get more and more CS. As King Morin's just probably going to try to fight Ornn here to make sure that he can't freeze this. Missing the Q. Yeah, a lot of pressure on King Morin here. He has to do something to stop this Ornn from just holding this wave and chunking him out at the same time as denying a lot of CS. Nice try there from the Poppy to try to stop that E onto the thing. Is here we go, a gank and a counter gank in the top lane. Hecarim goes right onto the board. He falls so low. He gets 6. Can he kill him before he can pop the ultimate? He flash ults to get a double knockup. Oh my god, what a beautiful play from the Ornn there. He does fall to the King Moron passive from Poppy, but wow, what a beautiful swing there. Well played mechanically, and look at this. A kill going over to the Zebra, but here comes Malzahar. Drops the ultimate. The shield not going to be enough as TP comes out from Ornn. And all in all, it's a 2 for 2. Hold on, Ornn might make it a little bit different. Ooh, missing the E there actually. Gets the W, but nothing else would come from it. And 2 for 2, and wait, Poppy's coming back in too. It's a brawl. Poppy's only level 5 though. Does not have the experience. I think just wants to get back in lane. There you go. Getting the level 6.
Up to level 6.
Yep. Getting the ultimate could make a difference, but I think it's just going to end there. TP's committed just to get back to the wave for both sides, and nice roam there from Malzahar. He lost a lot of CS. He's down 20 CS now, but it might not be too bad. It might not make too much of a difference because he did help stop Jarvan from kind of getting a 2-0 lead there. So well played for Malzahar. Way to lose a couple minions in the mid lane to help your rest of your team out. It's a good team play.
The dragon has spawned, but no team's aggressing onto it yet.
Yep, not yet. A good gank there from Hecarim is going to force the Vigar Flash. Other way around there. But yeah, so Vigar Flash going down. That's big. They can have a lot more proactivity in the mid lane if they want to. As soon as Malzahar ult comes back up, you know that Vigar cannot get away from it. He doesn't have QSS yet, so all you have to do is click R on him, and then Hecarim should have a pretty free kill. But as soon as they see Hecarim come in a lot mid, and bottom lane has the advantage, oh my, here's another gank in the mid lane. He goes into the wall, gets stunned, but actually the ult continues to go forward. Here comes Leona missing the E, but so much damage coming onto Vigar. He has no flash, as we just saw, and Leona will actually pick up that kill with the Ignite. A bit unfortunate for Arcadia, but still, a kill is a kill, and they trade away that dragon for 1 kill in the mid lane. And look at this. What a tussle in the top lane. A lot more fighting than I thought. Here comes the Ornn, the Ignite as well. The Ornn ult will hit a lot of damage. The W actually stopping that E from connecting. Wow, last second W there. Nice play from King Moron in the top lane. And you can see that's
the dragon still got picked up.
Yeah, all while that was going on, blue side did take that dragon. So that is a small loss for the side of Arcadia, but they did get some kills, and they got some pressure in the top and mid lane, so all in all, not too bad for the side of Arcadia. But just to take a look at the numbers, you can see, besides the sort of neutral objectives and fights and kills, where Arcadia's up 3-2, yeah, Poppy down 24 CS, already leading to, look at that, about 300 gold down at 9 minutes is pretty rough. As well as Malzahar down a good chunk of gold. You can see Vigar's actually in debt there. That's why he was at negative gold. But taking the keystone or rune to help you get a little bit of items faster, hit your power spikes earlier. Really nice on Vigar, who really wants to get that Rod of Ages pretty early. So actually even in gold despite the CS differential. So that's where you can see going to help your team, getting some kills, getting some assists really doesn't matter, because if you lose a couple minions to do it, you might even it out if you net your team positive. So nice job there from Malzahar keeping himself even in this game. Hecarim does spot out Jarvan here. They want to go for this scuttle. He tries to steal it away, does not get it, but instantly a fight breaks out. This could be bad. Kojo falling very low. Chat one from tries to get the heal onto Hecarim. It's going to miss. It's a 4v2 now, as Arcadia has to try to get away. Yakanchu punching on the backline, trying to do something. Oh no! Blast cones into the Jinx ult. What a great Jinx ult there. Poppy is here. Do they want to keep fighting? I don't know. It's people going in, people going out, but SUNY looking way more organized as they all engage onto the Poppy, and that is a free kill going over to them. Not sure why Poppy walked in there.
Yeah, the indecision really getting Arcadia there.
Yeah, they didn't know what they wanted to do. Poppy showed up, committed to showing up, and even though like Poppy showed up and it was really not the time to go in, I think they felt like, you know, I'm here, I want to try to do something right now. Everybody already wanted to get out. You know, Kaisa got picked up by that nice Jinx ult, and so it's like we have to leave this fight. And people leaving, people going in, the communication was an issue, and Poppy getting picked up for free there. As well as Ornn having so much time in the top lane to just amass gold and CS. A nice E there from Hecarim actually knocks Ornn back into the turret, but look at little damage that Hecarim's going to do. I think he might just die to Ornn if he wants to keep that up. Yeah, Ornn already very, very close to the point of no return where he can just kill everybody and nobody can kill him. Such a strong champion.
Yeah.
And we can see already this Poppy pick was working out very well before. I mean, still down so much CS, but I mean, it was working out very well before in a lot of the skirmishes, but we can already see it's starting to slow down. Poppy isn't doing that much to Ornn now anymore, and Ornn's doing way more to Poppy. And look at that. Nice job there from Kaisa, blocking that Jinx ult ahead of Leona so the splash damage doesn't kill her. But the W, ow, wow, actually goes back into it, and Jinx gets a kill there, as well as Ornn tussling here. Look at all this fight. The ult goes down onto the Zebra. Kojo Relapse falls very low. He just wants the Rift Herald, but there's... Oh, he will kill Jarvan, actually. But who gets the... Oh my, it was Arcadia. I can't even tell. Ornn getting put in the corner. Malzahar getting a double kill. Hold on. Playing very well around this pillar that Ornn created. Will he be able to live? He's on the way out. The W comes down to silence. He keeps juking back, and it just is enough distance for Vygar to close in and press the R button. The outplay button, as I'd like to say, and just did a bunch of damage to Malzahar without him really to do anything in response. So, my gosh, what a chaotic turn of events. All happened there in a large string. Bot lane, a lot of fights going over to SUNY, and right up into the top lane, big Ornn ult. Malzahar doing a ton in that fight. The Rift Herald was looking to be taken. Nobody had Smite. It ends up going to Arcadia, but a lot of deaths going over to SUNY, or a lot of deaths of Arcadia giving kills to SUNY. So, wow, look at this. Malzahar just going to TP down in the bot lane and drop the Rift Herald to secure a lot of gold in their pockets. Kind of a good play here. I really like it. They're being proactive. They're making plays. Jarvan gets a nice EQ onto Hecarim. He falls low, but he will be fine. They're going to get the 2 plates down and then drop the Rift Herald to secure that the Rift Herald will instantly destroy this turret. There it goes. A lot of gold going over to the side of Arcadia. They get the turret plates and the first turret. So, Malzahar commits TP. He wanted to TP back to lane anyway, so he might as well TP bottom. Nice W there from Poppy. Keeping Ornn under turret. A lot of damage coming through, but I do not think it will matter. Ornn is still so tanky. King Moron's not going to let this one go. He wants to net himself a kill. Uses the ult there to knock him up, but look at this. Ornn's just going to turn around. Hold on, it's a close one, and King Moron gets the kill! What a close
Ornn. But the dragon,
wow.
There it is again.
Yeah, dragon secured. Second one now for SUNY, but nice play from the Poppy there. Really, really nice.
Earth Dragon.
Proved me wrong. Showed that Poppy could do a little bit to Ornn. It still is 14 minutes. He's going to get out of control no matter what, but really that all stemmed from a nice W, forcing Ornn to take a couple more turret shots and stopping him from getting farther away. And as soon as King saw that happen, he immediately just kept chasing the Ornn and said, I'm not going to let you leave for free. I know you have no cooldowns, and I'm going to make sure that I can get this kill. And I mean, man, it was close, but he must have done the calculations quickly, pulled out the protractor, and realized that, yeah, I got this solo kill. I'm going to commit for it.
Yeah, really well done by King Moron.
Yeah, that was a
Can you tell me a bit? Can you tell me a bit about the Earth Dragon soul?
Yeah,
I saw the Earth come up, and I'm like, this is a little bit different from last game.
Yeah, of course. So the Earth Dragon Soul, as we saw the Observer trying to give you a little hand there, there will be new pieces of terrain showing up. Usually this big rock in the middle next to the blue buff that is taken by SUNY that Kojo's trying to pick. Oh my gosh, hold on. Rakan going in, forcing the flash as well. Bruno Mario using a lot there, but not able to pick up the Hecarim. He's just too fast. Nice try there. But basically, Earth Dragon makes a bunch of terrain pop up, changes the map a little bit, and also Earth Dragon gives bonuses to armor and magic resist. 6%, I think, for each dragon. So every time you get that dragon, it stacks up, and then the Earth Dragon Soul will give your team a permanent shield. That'll just be on your whole team. As soon as it gets taken down, it'll be a little bit of time before it will pop back up. It's not like forever. That'd be like infinite health, right? But it gives everybody a little bit of shield to help them stay a little bit more alive and be tanky like the Earth Dragon. So, good question.
All right.
Yeah, that's especially bad though because you have Ornn, who's already such a big tank. And he's
giving him
he's
even
building
more
a lot
is
of,
so dangerous.
A lot of armor and magic resist already, and just like you said, giving him more armor and magic resist for free is not what you want to see from the side of Arcadia. So
and they've just given up the dragon for free 2 times now.
Yeah, they got chunked out a lot of the times before the dragon was started, so they really did not have an opportunity to even try to contest it. Hold on, Jarvan 4 coming in for the gank up here. They will have a TP top. The Leona comes down the heal as well. Here comes King Warren right on top of the Jarvan. Uses the W. The Cataclysm will go into the Kai'Sa. A beautiful R to get away. Oh, actually does get clipped by the Ornn though. Nice try there as Kai'Sa will fall, but look at this Hecarim, massive. Leona in the back, in the alcove, will get the stun on the Jinx. She's so low. Will she die? I can't believe it. Oh, she does get picked up by the Bellows Breath, but a nice trade in return for Ornn. Yeah, look at Hecarim, unwilling to let this one go. Gets a pickup onto Rakan as well. He might look for another. That's a turret shot, brother. You can't eat that. And the Zebra's picking up that kill.
But still another player on the Zebra. This could potentially be a gank. I don't know.
Yeah, Malzahar, not looking to gank him per se, but a lot of damage. The E's
he's so low.
Yeah, the little minions from Malzahar could take up the kill, but just barely. Not going to happen.
But it looks like this will potentially be the turret.
Yeah, I think Malzahar will have enough damage here to just keep spawning those little purple fluffy boys to get enough damage onto the turret. But yeah, what a turn of events. What a beautiful job there from Traguchi to stay alive on the Leona, get the CC onto Jinx as well to help her team get more kills as she just stayed alive at 1 health for as long as possible. And they say that being low health is the best taunt in the game. You'll make anybody want to chase you down and secure that kill. And Ornn went and tried to go so deep to kill that Leona and killed himself in the process. And as we talked about so many times before, Ornn is such a big threat that getting a kill on him feels so good for Arcadia. A lot of gold taken out of his pockets, as you can see here. Wow, look at that, though. 6,800 to 5,600, about 69 now, 100 now. That's a ridiculous 1,300 gold lead already for the Ornn. Jarvan having a gold lead as well. Jarvan and Veigar, a little bit more slight, but Jinx also having a pretty large gold lead. 3-1 and 2 to the 0-2-0 Kai'Sa. About, let's say, what, 600 gold? 700 gold, so still a large gold lead here for the side of SUNY, as well as 2 dragons.
Arcadia taking up space on the map.
Yeah, they're setting up vision for this Earth Dragon here. It's going to spawn in 2 seconds, as you see in the bottom right, or on the map. They commit the TP early. They want to make sure that all the members of Arcadia are here and ready to fight. And here comes Jarvan. Immediately EQ Cataclysm. The Ornn ult will follow. Kai'Sa, R flashes out of there. A big fight. Oh no, Poppy actually knocks 2 people from the side of SUNY out of the fight. They could have got the kills on them, but it might have worked out for the better because they picked up...
Yeah, because now they've got the numbers.
Yeah, they pick up Rakan here, and they're trying to get a numbers fight, but look at that. Jinx and Veigar doing so much damage. Ornn messing up the E a little bit there, but nobody was able to get onto the back line of SUNY, and they were able to clean up that fight pretty easily. Kojo's looking for this steal. He wants to try to maybe get some way in, but SUNY is giving him no opportunities as they will flush him out and take this 3rd dragon, putting themselves at soul point on the next one. Kojo having a brawl. Oh no, it was so close. Apologies, I had to take a quick cough there, but Hecarim was dueling it out with Veigar, and it was oh so close. He wanted to just try to recall out of there and get himself a quick escape, but Veigar caught him sneaking around in their jungle. And rising to 5-1 and 1 now, that is pretty big for the Veigar, as well as getting the Magi's Soul Stealer, which is such a feast or famine risky item here, but Vygar, feeling himself, said, you know what, I'm not going to die. And basically the way that item works, Maxwell, is every time you get a kill or assist, you get a couple stacks. And each time you get a stack, it's giving you more and more ability power, or damage, basically, magic damage. And if you die, you lose 10 of those stacks. So it's an interesting item where you put a lot of gold, you put I would say a minimal amount, or not a minimal, but a medium amount of gold into it, right?
Yeah.
And at 0 stacks, it's worthless. And at 25 stacks, it's the best item in the game. So you want to try to make sure that you're getting a bunch of kills and assists and not dying. Because if you die, you lose all those stacks and you're really devaluing your items. So as long as you can stay alive, and oh my gosh, look at that. He's doing a great job of it there.
Yep. He's definitely getting those stacks that he needs.
Yep, getting 4 more stacks there off the Kaisa kill. Just able to lock her down with the E, as he will do again to Kojo here. Oh my gosh, landing the W as well. He forces the ult, but he gets stunned anyways, and the Zebra will pick up a nice EQ Cataclysm ult there to pick that one up, and Vygar getting the assists as 2 more to the stack count. So now 16 out of 25, already halfway there. This Vygar is going to be a problem. Taking the mid turret, starting now to rotate up to the top side. They want to try to take more turrets, and now I just have to say, for the side of Arcadia, it's looking very grim. Your Kaisa is trying to scale. She only has 1 item though, and it's a man immune of anything, which also is an item that needs to scale. She's 0-3 and 1. You have really no damage. Poppy's starting to fall off. Ornn is starting to get on his. He's starting to go online. He has his 2 Ornn items already. Next item, he's going to start dealing them out to his teammates. Jarvan, 6-2 and 8, has a lot of items, but look at this. Oh my, Arcadia. They want to go onto this Vygar. They want to get those stacks. The Ghost committed from Kojo, but he has no other cooldowns up. He just kind of walks in. Arcadia, they're shaky now. They're disorganized. They don't know what to do. A lot of ults get coming down on the side of Arcadia. Kaisa gets picked up. Draguchi goes next. Vygar with a double kill, rising to 24 stacks. That should be the 25th one if he gets King Moron. They will not. The Zebra even tries to flash Q on the way out, but it's not going to matter. And, however, just like that, a 2 for 0 on a fight that Arcadia
19
engaged.
to 10 kills on this round.
Yeah, what a dominant performance here from SUNY in Game 2. It was such a good counterattack. You know, Arcadia really needed to make something happen, and SUNY was just a little bit too far away. The Vygar cage also threw a big wrench in their plans, and you know, as soon as Kojo showed up after committing so many resources, like I said, he just had no cooldowns. He couldn't do anything. The E ran out. Poppy was also really out of cooldowns. Used the W to try to get movement speed to go in, and it was a very quick and clean kill for Vygar. Just turned around, put a bunch of damage down with your Ornn and your Jarvan in the way, and it's looking pretty grim for the Knights here, I have to say.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they're going to do here, because they're down by kills, they're down by gold, and they're down by turrets. And dragons.
Yeah, pretty much every metric, they're down a lot. They need to get some sort of team fight back, and this could be the one as they go into Vygar. A nice cleanse, but they knock him back towards the team. But look at this. Jarvan's already on the back line. Hecarim's going to fall, and now Leona's going to have to commit flash as well. This Kaisa is just so weak and does no damage. Draguchi, oh my gosh, taking so much damage. They will get the lockdown, though, onto Vygar. Nice CC chain from Leona and Malzahar. And
that gets rid of 10 stacks.
Yeah, the stacks are falling for Vygar, but now King Moron giving his own life for his Kaisa. Truly a good top laner. And a 3 for 1, all for all. So a nice quick play there from Leona, getting the turnaround, but with the help of Malzahar, but not.
And there
not
spawns
going
a
to
dragon.
Stop. Yeah, not going to stop.
This is the soul.
Exactly, from getting this Earth Dragon soul. It's a poor fight that they took right before Dragon was going to spawn. It wasn't even around the Dragon really, but since so many people died, the death timers are too long, and that's a free Earth soul for SUNY Wildcats. And as you can see, look at that. Ornn's health, so tanky. Jarvan 4 as well, also getting very tanky. They have that shield around them.
Can the worm help? Like the top left?
Baron? Yeah, Baron?
Yeah, the Baron.
Baron is definitely the next objective on the table. The only issue is, like you said, they're down so much gold in sort of every metric that they're gonna have to fight for the Baron, if anything. And I think the best way to fight for the Baron is if you have a team advantage, a numbers advantage, and the only way to get that is to get a pick. So I think Arcadia needs to play with vision here. They need to deny vision, commit a lot of resources to one single player who's caught alone in maybe a side lane or in the jungle. You get a pick, and then you have a 4v5 on the Baron. Even at 4v5, I would say it depends who they pick. It would still be kind of rough for the side of Arcadia. I mean, Vigar is so strong, Jinx is so strong, Ornn is so big. It's going to be tough no matter, even if it's a 4v5. They need to have Kai'Sa. I mean, she does have the Mer mana now, which helps a lot, but they need to get a lot more damage on their team before they really can win these team fights. And I mean, the Dragon Soul just really stops that forward progress as well. So it's going to be tough for them. You can see they're setting up vision here. They're clearing out a lot of the wards that the Wildcats have set up on this Baron. They want to make sure that nothing goes on. They don't lose the Baron to a sneak. The Baron's actually hitting Arcadia. They're unable to clear this ward that's behind the Dragon Head. I'm not sure if they can see it or they didn't notice, but there is a sneaky ward behind the Baron that I don't know if they can't hit. They can't move their cameras. That's a bit embarrassing, but they're having a fight now as they engage into the jungle. They're looking for the pick here with the Malzahar ult. This could be big. The Ornn ult comes down as well. The Zebra very low, will get the EQ out of there. Here comes a big Ornn ultimate. Wow, so much damage. Gets a 4-man knockup as well. As look at this, Jinx will show up. Poppy shuts down Jarvan, but it's not important as Jinx, Vigar, and Rakan are sweeping up this team fight. A
Jinx
triple
getting
kill
super
for the
excited.
Jinx. Yeah, she's quite excited, I will agree. Kill after kill, her passive is going crazy, and that was such a beautiful team fight for SUNY.
Now SUNY getting the Baron. They've got everything they could want.
Yeah, no objectives on the map, really anything else that they could want. And just like I was saying, Arcadia went for a nice try there on the pick. The Malzahar will secure that they can get somebody who's dead, but actually they did not even get the Vigar, and the whole time Ornn is just able to tank and kill them, and they're actually waiting here, you saw, to let Jarvan respawn. So if you're dead and you take the Baron, you're unable to get the Baron buff. So they knew that nobody on the side of Arcadia could even come close to contesting that Baron, so they just waited a couple seconds to let their jungler get the buff as well, so that he can now empower the minions as well. So that's why it looked a little funny that Ornn was just standing there. So there is a method to their madness. So, but yeah, what a massive team fight! What a beautiful play! 4-man Ornn knock up into just Jinx running over the entire team of Arcadia was beautiful to see, and yeah. The Wildcats are definitely making a name for themselves here in Game 2. But now the question gets even worse, you know. It's you know, what did Arcadia need to do to take this Baron? We kind of laid it out. Now what do Arcadia need to do to defend against this Baron? Especially because the middle inhibitor's down. So you already have mid lane for the Wildcats pushing in very hard. There's just a natural disadvantage because you lost your inhibitor. And now you're going to have members on the top and bottom side of the map pushing in the waves. Actually, SUNY opts to just go for a 5-man bottom, which isn't the worst thing in the world. I maybe would have liked to see somebody pushing the top lane as well, because now Arcadia just has to send everybody to this bot lane turret and try to fight for it. There's really nothing stopping them from just standing here and clearing wave after wave. I mean, if Vigar gets a massive kill, then it's a different story, but Arcadia does have an opportunity here to try to fight things out. And the awkward thing here is you have a Hecarim who isn't really good at clearing. He has to go in. Like, he's kind of forced to go in, and oh my,
There's
what
the
a
king.
good CC, yeah. Onto the Moron there, and he gets picked up, and Vigar just presses the outplay button. Hecarim forced to flash away. Flash is coming in from Jinx. She's getting excited. A kill goes on to Hecarim and Malzahar. And Arcadia forced to flash away, and that will surely be Game 2. Going over to the side of SUNY, winning the series 2-0 against the Knights. Unfortunate to see, but what a good game coming out from them. Vigar picking up another one. He gets the 25 stacks at the end of the game.
There's the ace.
Yeah, what an ace from SUNY, and what a game and series that we had today. GG's to both teams. Wow, what a game. especially game
Yeah.
2. Very, very, very strong game.
Unfortunate to see the loss for Arcadia, but on the other hand, really fortunate to actually see Arcadia. So
Very true. Very true. You hate to see us lose, but you love to see us play. So
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy that we got to have a cast and we got to watch the games at all. And it was still good League of Legends all around. I think SUNY played very well. We played well as well. They just beat us out in a couple of these
yeah,
neutral objectives, these team fights, maybe a little bit of draft. So definitely good game. And again, the sting of the loss feels bad, but I was happy to be on the cast and happy to participate. So
yeah. It was great casting with you. I had a lot of
hey,
fun.
you as well, Maxwell, and thank you everybody in the chat for watching. And I hope you all enjoyed. But that is all we have today. Just one series of League of Legends. So thank you so much. We will have more League of Legends each week now as the series has started, as well as Rocket League, Hearthstone, and Overwatch. So make sure you tune in, hit the notification bell. We have a subscription button. Drop a sub, gift a sub if you want to.
We have an emote.
We have some
We have an
emotes
emote
now.
now.
The Arcadia Esports emote. Show them if you got them. But thank you everybody for the support, and that will be everything we have for you today. Thanks again, and have a good night.
We'll see you Monday on the next stream.
I called you tonight. I've been thinking